that on mornings like this, like chicken with your head cut off.
Thanks, sir.
30 seconds.
Here's the surveyor.
Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call to order this public meeting of the Board of Johnson County Commissioners on this, what is today? 11th day of April, 2022 at 10 o'clock a.m. Please pray with us if you would care to, and then we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would you bow with me for a moment of prayer? Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today with grateful hearts for the multitude of blessings you bestow upon us individually and as a nation. And dear Lord, 2,000 years ago, the Romans conquered a good portion of this world. And you came in at that time, dear Lord, conquering the world with love. Today, we don't even talk about the Romans, but today your voice is with us and your words are in our mouth continuously. We celebrate your life, your death, and your resurrection this week, dear Lord. Be with us, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First on the agenda, opening of sealed bids for Johnson County Sheriff's Storage Building Addition Project.
We received 2 bids. The first is from C.W. Sneed from Trafalgar. Okay. Wes knows this is the lettering. Okay. The base bid from Sneed is $517,018, 517,018.00. Alternate 1, $18,579, 18,579.00. Alternate 2 for 3 to 4 ton units, $60,682, 60,682.00. Alternate 3 for 3 5-ton units, $52,517, 52,517.00. Alternate 4, approximately 300 linear feet, 6 inches PVC, $7,356, 7,356.00. Alternate 5, approximately 300 feet, $4,680, 4,680.00. Alternate 6, $9,431, 9,431.00. That's neat. The second bid is from Shuck Corporation out of Indianapolis. The base bid from Shuck is $748,400, 748,400.00. Alternate 1, $15,600, 15,600.00. Alternate 2, $23,200, 23,200.00. Alternate 3, $21,000, 21,000.00. Alternate 4, $23,200, 23,200.00. Alternate 5, $12,600, 12,600.00. And alternate 6, it says base bid equals stick frame, no bid for post and beam construction. That's all I have.
Sounds like we got numbers all over the board again. I would like to issue these to Wes and have him review them, get back to us.
I would like to be involved in that.
Okay, and Commissioner Bears. Well, so I kind of,
I gotta kind of get it where we need to be.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
doesn't sound like we're there.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for those who bid. Parks, approval of Big Bounce Funhouse agreements, 5/14/2022. And 6, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. I'll get to the right one.
I thought we was into Axstone again.
No, we're not gonna do that again. We did that once.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I'm back where I'm supposed to be. Garmong jail project closeout presentation.
I'm just teasing, Judge.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Tony Anderson with Garmong Construction. No real business to do here other than to bring to you the information that we have on the Johnson County Jail in addition. Remember a couple of years ago, there was an approval to move forward with that project, and as the project got started, the entire world shut down.
Yeah.
We all went through a global pandemic, and so as we worked through that with the sheriff's department and all the things that came after that, we continued to be able to finish the project 4 months early. And today, after all of the accounting, we've worked with Kevin and Wes through all of the formal accounting. We're just here to notify you that we will provide a deduct change order for $556,000 back to the county. So nothing to do there other than to say, hey, here we are.
We split that 3 ways, don't we?
I don't have anything to do with it.
No, I appreciate that, Tony. I mean, it was a good project. You guys did very well on it. You brought it under budget ahead of time. Can't ask for anything more than that. And I think Sheriff's still speaking to you.
We're still friends.
So, no, I want to appreciate you guys, what you did on this project. So good luck on your future projects. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was really all we had.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
great day.
so you
Appreciate
get
it.
$500,000 back. There you go.
Yeah, that's great. It's a rarity, isn't it?
That is a rarity. That is a rarity. Okay. Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy presentation. That's a mouthful.
It is. Thank you for having me today. I'm Rose Scoble, and I am the project manager for the Central Indiana Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, which we've been working on for a little over a year. The Metropolitan Planning Organization is heading up that project, and Anna Grumling, our executive director, is with me this morning as well. I believe we included a presentation in your packet, so you should have this to follow along as well. The CEDS, which is the short name for a Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, is a strategy-driven plan for regional economic development. In this case, the counties that we're looking at are Marion and the surrounding counties, minus Shelby County, plus Madison County. Shelby County is not participating because they're part of a EDA designated economic development district. And EDA, the U.S. Economic Development Administration, only allows counties to participate in one area. Madison County has their own metropolitan planning organization for transportation purposes, but wants to be part of the region for economic development. This effort is an update to a 2015 effort. The plans are good for 5 years. We're a little behind schedule, but EDA is fine. They know that it's coming. and we're working on it. They were the primary funder of this planning effort, with matching funds coming from the Indiana Economic Development Council, or Corporation, I'm sorry, and the Indy Chamber. So we were able to fund this at no cost to any of the local units of government. The 2022 SEDS, you did a letter of participation pre-pandemic, so it seems a very, very long time ago now. And then we spent most of 2020 seeking the grant funding to pay for the consultant. We were able to get our grant award in late 2020, and in 2021 went through the procurement process to hire a consultant, and started convening the strategy committee. So the strategy committee has representatives from the counties and the municipalities, business representatives, local economic development organizations, university representatives, nonprofit representatives, and then some other representatives from transit and from industry initiatives. All of these players are required by the Economic Development Administration to be part of the development of the strategy. That committee has been meeting since April 2021. We hosted 12 focus groups late last spring and early last summer. We hosted 4 working groups that met 3 times over the summer to really develop the initiatives and goals, which all of that work is complete. We're currently working on the implementation planning. The strategy committee had a draft document at the end of the year, and then hosted 2 virtual town hall meetings, one in February, one in March of this year. And a public comment period was open from February 14th through March 16th. We're currently compiling all of those public comments and getting ready to meet with the strategy committee to discuss how to incorporate them into the plan. And we are working on the implementation plan with the strategic implementation partners. The framework for the plan is around talent, innovation, and place. Each of those has 5 or 6 initiatives under it. Under talent, we're looking at the talent pipeline and digital literacy, and all the way from pre-K through 12 and adult learners, making sure that people know how to use technology when it's available. There's another initiative that's around making sure that there's broadband access to all households. Developing clear career pathways, expanding programs to overcome employment barriers for people who are having challenges finding work, raising awareness of career opportunities through some of those mechanisms that we used to use a while ago and fell out of favor, like internships and apprenticeships, because those are great ways to get people into some of the skilled trades that we need. Focusing on people who are not currently in the workforce. Then under innovation, working closely with the local chambers, the local economic development organizations, and the Central Indiana Corporate Partnership on business recruitment, inclusive technology ecosystems, making sure that small businesses are able to work through technology adoption and modernization. And that means different things for different small businesses. It doesn't always mean app development or anything like that. Sometimes it's accounting software to help them get better aligned to be able to meet their obligations. Working on technology transfer between universities and the private sector, and broadband infrastructure. The third one is under placemaking, making sure that we're good places to live, work, and play, and that people want to be in Central Indiana, either come here or stay here. So vibrant, inclusive communities for residents and visitors, making sure that we're remediating and redeveloping some of those sites that have had especially industrial uses in the past, or maybe mega malls that are defunct now and need to be redeveloped so that we can revitalize those areas. Making sure that there's housing for everyone, owners, renters, people at all ends of the spectrum, making sure that our workers, especially our young workers, can afford to live in our communities, and where appropriate, connecting that housing to transit. Making sure that there's better non-motorized transit routes to help people choose to either bike or walk to work if they can, or even for some of their other trips that they would normally take. Looking at water management and the White River Vision Plan, and making sure that our regional infrastructure is resilient to storms, floods, major economic downturn, distress of any kind, and as we've learned in the past couple of years, global pandemic. So this is the framework that we're working toward. What we're doing now is finalizing the plan, which we hope to have finalized by Memorial Day weekend. And then over the summer, we'll be coming back out to all of the county commissioners, asking you for a resolution of support of the plan before we submit it to the Economic Development Administration in October to support grant applications from around the region. We'll also be convening an exploratory committee to look at formalizing an economic development district so that there's greater eligibility for federal funding throughout central Indiana. So that's all I have for you at this time. I'm happy to answer any questions or provide you my contact information so that you can follow up with me.
It's an aggressive plan for sure, and an awful lot of work's gone into it. And I know there's going to be a lot more as you continue with it. I'm looking forward to that May 31 date. I had the privilege of being briefed by Rose and Annie previously, and I greatly appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you. We've been really honored to have such a large and involved strategy committee supporting us along the way, as well as the consulting firm. And our implementation partner calls have been going very well. They're excited to move forward.
I would just ask you to, under place, put on your outdoor recreation, put emphasis on pickleball, if you don't mind.
I understand pickleball is very popular. The courts are always full when I go up to swim.
Yeah, I always like to get that plug in. Thank you
Appreciate
very
that.
much for coming today.
Questions from the other commissioners?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Under Health Department, we have approval to apply for IDOH 2022. And then a secondary one in IDOH for COVID supplemental funding, correct?
I'm Betsy Swearingen, Director of the Health Department. So the first one is permission to apply for, it's really to reapply for the naloxone grant. It's the grant that allows us to provide that to the first responders and to actually also supply the community aid boxes.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Betsy, do you have any numbers on
Motion
how many
carries.
lives are saved as a result of this?
That's actually a interesting question because I just asked Mike Pruitt about that. Emily, our grant administrator, sent me an email on Friday asking me that same question. I'm not privy to those stats. We're going to try to figure out if we can pull EMS reports and see if it says when they administer it, or we're just going to kind of see if we can crunch some numbers and see, but no, I don't have that readily available. I apologize. We don't give it out, so it makes it, we give it to the first responders and the first responders administer it, so it makes it tough for me to track that.
Anything else?
The second grant was, our grant opportunity was just dropped in our lap on Friday afternoon, and it's due Friday. And it's, nice turnaround time. It's, so I'm asking for permission to apply for COVID supplemental vaccination grant. I really haven't even really had a time enough to look at it, but we'll make it work. It's to the tune of a couple $100,000. So
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks, Betsy.
Motion carries. Thank you. Betsy.
thanks, gentlemen.
Recorder approval to attend the Fiddler Educational Symposium, which is an annual thing, I think, isn't it? Except for- Annual.
Yes, it's an annual thing. Teresa Petro, Johnson County Recorder. This symposium has been held since 2017. We attended it in person for 3 years, and the last 2 years have been virtual. This is now attended by 16 states that Fiddler Technologies is in. And then I recently learned that we're going to be recognized. Johnson County is 87% electronic recording, which is not only the highest in Indiana, but the highest in all the states. So we actually, our office did a little interview for them to put out to all the states. So we're stars, I guess. But it's just very informative. You see what other states are doing, what's coming down the pipe. And Indiana is always recognized as being a model recording association. They have a great legislature committee, so we're really proud of that. So one thing that I'm asking is that all the expenses are paid by Fiddler except the hotel room. We haven't utilized our training budget, the 1217 account. And we're just asking that we be able to pay that expense out of the 1217 rather than the perpetuation account. So,
Move to approve.
Second, looks like it meets everything.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed?
Teresa,
Motion carries.
on that 87% national record, somebody needs to get that information to the NACO news that the
Mhm.
national.
I have a video, but I didn't.
Well,
it's
just
the-
send them the information because they always have on the back
Mhm,
2
yeah.
pages. There is something special in each state. Indiana's rarely in there. It'd be nice to see Indiana in there and for you to
I
get that
actually-
recognition.
Yeah, I actually received an email about something else from NACO. I can't remember her name last week, so I'll put that information back to her in that email. So,
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, it was helped along by the pandemic, of course, but our office puts things in all the mailings to all of our title companies, attorneys that do record things, giving them the information because it just makes it easier, smoother. We can turn recordings around 3 or 4 times a day for rejections and get them back, whereas in the mail, it takes 3 or 4 weeks. So it's a great avenue that we're able to utilize. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Teresa.
Thank you. Public safety request to approach council for appropriation proclamation.
Pete Brandt, 911 Director. So the first thing is the appropriation of funds for some additional equipment for our server that we had to, the county IT purchased for us, some switches.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, the next one is something we do every year. Yesterday was the start of National Telecommunicator Week, and just a proclamation for our account.
Would we like to have that read? before
I
we
can read
move
it if you
on?
want me to.
You did last year.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it this year.
The radio voice.
All right. That could have been worse, I guess. All right, proclamation, Johnson County Public Safety Telecommunications Week. Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services. And whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Johnson County Public Safety Communications Center. And whereas professional public safety telecommunicators are a vital link between citizens and victims and are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. And whereas public safety telecommunicators in Johnson County have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. Now therefore, it is proclaimed by the Johnson County Board of Commissioners of the County of Johnson, State of Indiana, the week of April 10th through April 16th, 2022, to be Johnson County Public Safety Telecommunications Week in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our county and citizens safe.
Thank you. Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
And one thing, Heath, you know, the emails that were flying around last week,
Yes,
please let Wes and I be part of that.
yes, absolutely.
I'll bring my baseball bat.
Would that be a Tony Aliva 33? It was a good old bat. I know that. Assessor, approval of Tyler Technologies.
Mark Alexander, Johnson County Assessor. Here today to, we've got a proposal for conducting the assessment program for your consideration, and I'll answer any questions you might have.
Sure, we can find some questions.
Well, Sheena did. Sheena, I've got the certificate too.
Oh, okay. A revised. Awesome.
I'd move to approve pending the, unless you've got.
It's what he just handed me, but
All right,
I want to
then I
review
would-
it and make sure that
Okay,
it's
I would
matches
still
our
say
requirements.
reviewing of the COI. So
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further?
Big number. 1,024,000.
Got to divide it by four years.
That makes it a little smaller. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parks approval, Indiana Department of Correction Professional Services Contract.
Move to approve. Well, I'll let.
Kevin Leonard, Assistant Superintendent, Johnson County Parks and Recreation.
Same thing every year, correct?
Yeah, it's a four-year
4-year.
deal. I am still waiting to get that change that you requested, so it probably would need to be pending legal, but
Thank you.
the board did
We
approve
have
it
that
Thursday
in
at the board
written.
meeting last week.
move to approve
Second.
pending legal.
Have a motion and a second pending legal. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love these speakers.
Damn here, can't you?
You can. F has been removed, correct, or was it already removed? No. F has been stricken.
Correct.
Highway, bunch of stuff.
Good morning, Luke Maston, Highway Supervisor. First item on the agenda is our request for your execution of an MPO committee representative letter. Typically, the committee members for the policy committee have been me, and the highway engineer has served as the county's representative on the technical committee. Now that we have a new highway engineer, we need to adjust those designations.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is a request to approach the council at their meeting this evening, primarily to appropriate construction local dollars for our upcoming Bridge 136 replacement project on Peterman Road.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, sir.
Next item is our award recommendation and our request to begin contract negotiations for our Bridge 605 replacement project. This is for preliminary engineering services. This bridge is on Fry Road, just west of State Road 135. After review of the proposals that we received, our recommendation is to move forward with Crossroad Engineers as the highest scoring proposal.
Move to approve.
Second.
And this is the large bridge that leads into that subdivision.
Into the Sable Ridge neighborhood.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to. Fry Road west of one
But
thirty-five.
yeah, it's on
Yes.
the other, it's Fry Road really tees into 135, but it still goes west over and there's a big bridge that spans right there. Pretty
Good.
large bridge, really.
Yeah, there's a 3-span bridge
Yeah.
right there at the stoplight.
Since we're ahead discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Sorry
Opposed,
about that.
it's okay. Motion- We usually get ahead of ourselves in that one. Last one, sir.
Last item is approval of the Go Grizzly Cub Ride Special Event Permit. This is a ride that will be taking place both partly within the city limits of Franklin and partly within the county's jurisdiction on county roads. The event will be held on June 4th, 2022. All checkpoint agencies have provided documentation that they are okay with the event.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lou. Your Board of
Make
Commissioners.
that- oh, I'm sorry.
See you, Dustin.
See ya.
Approval of RDC annual report.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of Braden copier maintenance contract.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Award contract CW Sneed for the Johnson County Jail Exterior Stair Enclosure Project, which I assume is good with Wes.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2022-0-5, ordinance authorizing distribution and or expenditure of the proceeds of Johnson County's grant from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
I would move to approve and just make the public aware that it is for JC Fiber in an amount of $1 million, because it doesn't
Have that on.
have that on there. I just thought I'd get that out there. Like to make everyone aware of what we're doing with those funds.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Claims.
I don't have anything. I had a couple questions when I went to the auditor's office this morning and got the information I needed. And of course, we don't have the manifest for credit card yet. I move to approve.
Second. That's a quick second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further?
No discussion.
Relieved they bought a t-shirt.
No discussion. No discussion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Commissioner minutes approval, 3/16/2022 special meeting, ARPA committee, and 3/28/2022 regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Drake Road project,
You have public comments. You want to do it first?
we can, but we usually leave that for last.
Okay.
Drake Road project, I would say, is on pause right now.
I thought you guys wanted to talk about it. Sorry, I thought you wanted to talk about it. hear before you went to the joint meeting with the council. If you don't, then you don't have to.
I
Obviously.
mean, we can talk, I can tell you where we're at. I mean, I know between Wes and I, we're in the process of putting the budget together, what was talked about at the RDC meeting. And we really haven't got there yet. There's a lot of information gathering and budgeting to do. We've started on it, but we have not moved any further than that. Other than that, the Drake Road property is on pause, I would assume, until after we get done with the joint commissioner and council meeting. And I'm sure it'll go back to the RDC for more direction and come back to us. So that's kind of where it's at right now.
Only correction for the minutes, that would be ARPA committee, correct?
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, we got all kinds of committees, I get
Yeah, I
it.
know, believe me. It would be on the ARPA
Just-
committee,
yeah.
yes.
For the minutes, so we've got that correct.
Only thing I would bring up in relation to this, to the Drake Road project, and we discussed that at our ARPA meeting. I think we have to have some finality to who's going to be occupying the building. And without that, I don't know how we can proceed very far with the construction of it and the footprint and all of that. So we need to,
Well, the Drake Road property would have the health department and the coroner's office in it.
so far.
That would be all that would fit in it.
And what I brought up at the ARPA meeting is I thought all along we were gonna house probation department out there so that we could sell the Key Bank building. I know the city of Franklin's interested in that. I'm a little bit confused, and I'll just reiterate all this. If you've heard it once, then excuse me, but when we were working on this Drake Road property back, trying to move community corrections there, we initially designed a 3-story building, took it to 2-story, in part because of cost consideration and some other issues that we were faced with by the city of Franklin. But at that time, it was a pretty good sized building, and it was 2-story, could easily house, I think, probation, health department, coroner. We had the parking worked out to accommodate that many square feet and the proposed employee count. We still had the utilization of off-site parking that we could make available to meet the city's requirements. So I'm just a little bit confused as why we can't build a building any bigger now than housing the health department and the coroner's office. And I think Commissioner Wall said 15,000 square foot facility.
The only reason I would answer that is I don't know how it was approved back. I think it was early 2014 when you looked at that, because I think I just became commissioner at the time. And I kind of got in on the tail end of that. So I don't know how the off-site parking was worked. I don't know who it was worked with. I haven't researched back to 2014. I just know currently what the standards are or what we're setting by. So I don't know I can't speak from, 7 years ago if it's changed. But I know there is no way. We've got a parking lot with, is it West, 71 parking spaces in it? Is that 77 parking spaces in the parking lot for that building? So you can imagine that's going to eat up a lot of that space. And I just don't know how we could have gone 3 times that and met the parking requirements for a building that size. So I don't know if we weren't fully informed by whoever was developing that at the time or working. But I know I sat in the meetings with the city of Franklin, and this is what we can do with that amount of space. And if you go to 30,000, it's going to double that. Depending on that space, they are working with us on common areas, sally ports, hall, all that stuff they're working with us on. But it's still, we still were requiring off-site parking for that. But I think we've got it back within on-site only now with 15,000 square feet. Now, if you add more people to that, it's gonna take that parking number probably twice as much or more. So that's where I am currently. I can't speak for the 2014 because I really had just got initiated on that.
I was trying to bring that plan back, but I know at that point in time, we weren't, the coroner's office was just going to be that, a coroner's office like we have over here now. It didn't include any of the other stuff, the morgue or the
Storage.
or any of that for that. And then I think, and I'm just was trying to bring this back from memory, that we had 5,500 or 6,500 for square foot for the health department. And that brought that building size down to where the second story was able to do that in the parking because of the footprint.
Because of the square footage and
Yeah.
footprint. Okay.
Since then, we've increased, I know, the health department and also added a clinic
Yes.
to that floor. And then on the other end with the coroner, we've added an autopsy room and a morgue
Mhm.
and basically an entrance, garage entrance or a
Salad port. Yes.
salad port to get a vehicle in and out of there. I think that's what changed the footprint, Ron, from that original. I was trying to bring that all back the other day and that's what I came to a conclusion of. I don't remember the exact square footage of the building. I think it was either 8,500 and then the second story was added onto that.
I don't remember. VLZ did all of
Yeah.
that work.
Somewhere in there, it was in that area somewhere, because I know we were around the 17,000 square foot total with the second story. So I think that all that changing has brought us to where we're at today because of the room needed now for other things that we weren't planning on back then, I guess, at that time. Because we hadn't even thought about an autopsy room. We were using the hospital, and we hadn't thought about the morgue part because we were using the hospital at that time. So
Actually, back then, I thought we were gonna have community corrections on one floor and probation on the other because of the proximity of the two and working together.
that was the
There wasn't-
original. And
There
then
wasn't any health department
Right.
involved in it back then.
that was the original. And then
Yeah.
in discussions, we started talking about the health department and the coroner's office because of that small office over there. That's what I remember, but I don't think that discussion ever came forward because we were
Yeah.
just talking about it at that
Kind
time.
of change of usage, basically.
But yes, originally it was community corrections and probation in there. And that was turned down by the city of Franklin.
Well, primarily because they didn't want community corrections there. It wasn't the size of the building or the parking. And they just didn't want community corrections there in proximity to the housing behind it.
That is correct. So it's all out there. All I know is out there now. So we'll go from there, I guess, and see where we end up. But I'm glad we're looking at it. I think we probably need to look at it to maybe look more into the
And I think
future.
we're looking, there's a lot more we're looking at. I think from the ARPA committee meeting, I think we're gonna, the joint session will address a lot of those concerns and see where it goes from there.
Okay. Anything else on that? Any public comment? All hearts and minds free and clear.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion second. We're adjourned. Thank you.